to the High Vibe Show, living the high vibe life with me, your host, Elisa V. And together with my guests, experts in the art of living in a state of high vibration, we have got an amazing show for you today. My passion is to educate and inspire you to raise your frequency to a high vibrational state. Whether you're an awakened soul to the power of your own consciousness as a light being, or you're new to this spiritual path of expansion and growth, which is made possible through vibrating at a high level, you are in the right place. So stay here to experience fun frequency upgrades now, so you can manifest all you want and help to raise the collective vibration of our wonderful world. Let's hit the restart button and high vibe it together. The High Vibe Show starts now. Hello and happy Monday. I want to welcome you to the High Vibe Show. I'm your host, the Queen of High Vibe, Elisa V. And today I'm so glad that you are here because we're going to bring you our fourth episode in my 10-part series entitled Secrets to High Vibe Wellness, in which Dr. Pat and I have teamed up to share some of the best kept secrets for embracing an empowered mindset, effective techniques to be a creator of well-being in physical health, emotional state, relationships, finance, career, environment, and spirituality. Now, today, in this fourth episode called High Vibe Wellness Innovations, we have a very special guest, along with me and Dr. Pat, Mary Jane Mack, who is a medical intuitive and expert in energy medicine. Welcome, Mary Jane and Dr. Pat.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So glad
it's
to
a great
have
show.
you.
Great show. This is so needed.
Yes. And, you know, it's so timely because today more than ever, people, especially in this country, are suffering from so many ailments, many of which are chronic conditions. And what we are going to talk about today are some of the revolutionary technologies that are being used today that you're using, Mary Jane, that not only help people to feel better, but are also resulting in some amazing healings. Would you allow me to just tell our audience a little bit about your STEAM background, Mary Jane?
Go right ahead. Go right
Okay.
ahead.
Mary Jane Mack has had a thriving practice in Issaquah, Washington. I hope I said that correctly.
That's right.
Since 1992. Her methodology underscores the inseparable connection and dynamic interaction between the physical and metaphysical in their diverse dimensions, stressing holistic nutrition. With an extensive background in nursing, Mary Jane worked in labor and delivery, surgical recovery, and critical care. And she was previously enrolled as the first non-chiropractic member of the Master Circle Leadership Program from 2004 to 2010 and reconnected again in 2019. And in 2020, Mary Jane was invited to be a member of the Winner's Circle. And on October 22nd, 2021, she received an award as a Winner's Circle member for advanced citizenry and leadership. Wow. What a background.
Exciting background.
Yes.
Well, it's like you said, I've heard you say, we all need coaches, right? And I'm the coach to all my clients, but I need a coach too. And that's how you learn about advanced technology and about what helps people be better.
Yes. Now, Dr. Pat, I don't know if you want to lead things, but I do
Yes.
have one question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
What do you see, Mary Jane, as the number one wellness issue today in our population?
Stress. Wellness issue, stress. Stress is the cause of everything. When you're under stress, your nervous system is in overdrive. When your nervous system is in overdrive, that's the anxiety, that's the anxiousness, the people who can't settle down, that's autism, that's all these conditions where people are in overdrive because their nervous system is so stressed. You've heard of the phrase burnt nerves. Well, that's what it's like. And so stress, when your nervous system, your parasympathetic, you're in sympathetic overdrive. That's fight and flight. You're always running. You can never catch up. You can't settle down. And then it leads to physical conditions. as well as mental stress, physical conditions. I see this every day. People trying to just get by, with today, with where do you go today where there isn't stress? I mean, with the news, with everything, with people's jobs. So it's about getting people calm down that nervous system so people can deal with it. Doesn't get rid of it always, but they can deal with it better and be better.
One of the things, Mary Jane, that you said is it's like a silent killer. Once upon a time when my corporate career, I was in HR and we had to set up one of the first, oh my gosh, do you remember these? One of the first programs to help people with health and stress, right? And I remember agonizing conversation with the executive teams who thought stress was a made-up thing. Fast forward to where we are today. That is so not the truth. But there's so many different levels of this. How does it affect our neuro system and our neurology? And that ties back into what Elisa said before. You, out of everybody that I've known, I have worked with you. You have helped me save my life. Last year, you helped me save Linda's life and continue to do so. And every time I say that, people say, how? So let's have a conversation about some of the tools, some of the things you've discovered. Everything from, please, I apologize if I say this wrong, right? I mean, we're not in this profession, right, Elisa? But everything from light treatments to Rezzimax to Braintap, all of these things to adjusting, parts of our bodies for nerves. What is it that you've discovered along the way that had you become the practitioner you are today?
What is it that I discovered? It took, I've been doing this since 1992, and it wasn't until 2000 I realized I was intuitive. And so since that time, I've really developed that technique, and I'm just very good at what I do. And it's about being able to tune into people and get to the source of what's going on with them. I'll give you an example of working with the nervous system. If you went into a parking lot to find your car, there's 1,000 cars out there. You press your little key fob and now your car lights up. So how does that happen? How out of 1,000 cars, they can program that little key to find your car. Well, that's what I do. That's the technology I use. That's what I'm doing every day. I have techniques to find out where in your body, what's causing the problem. And your body is so intelligent, it takes me right to that problem. There's never I do a technique of muscle testing. And when I'm muscle testing the body, I follow the same system every time. The body has its innate ability to tell me in order exactly what the issues are. And when the nervous system, when the body is out of balance, the organs are out of balance, the nerves are sending more nerve conduction to that part of the body to heal it. So it's what I call a red hot spot on the body. Yeah. So I'm scanning the body to find that hot spot. I can do that whether you're with me or far away. I just do it in my head. It's the same thing. Yeah. And then we start with where the body is at. And when I follow the body, we have predictable results. I use nutrition, biotics research nutrition, which is totally the best out there. There are none any better. That's why I have such great results with the nutrition. I know when they take the supplements in a certain amount of time, they're going to be better. From that, with the nutrition, I'm able to, besides the nutrition, I have other technology. I'm able to see where their body's at and what they need. And I use technology because it's all about how can I help somebody be better? I mean, I use nutrition and light technology, which is vibrational technology for years. And then people still are going around in the same pattern. They're still repeating the same thing. They say, why do I keep getting this gallbladder issue? Well, their brain is trained so well, they keep doing the same thing, but they never change their brain. So it's all about technology to open those pathways to the brain, change the brain, and then they can, when they change the brain, they can change everything.
Mm.
And that's what it's about. All neuroscience out there, everything that people's doing today, it's all about your brain.
Mm.
So, Mary Jane, I have a question, and just to make it more clear for the audience, the technologies that you're using, and I understand, I'm a big proponent of how we have to change those neural pathways for anything we do, right? Whether it's disease, belief systems, etc. So the techniques that you're using and these vibrational energy systems that you're using are actually changing those neural pathways so that a different reaction can start to come from the body?
Totally. They're all scientifically proven. I use Braintap, which is totally researched, and there's tons of research out there with Braintap. Braintap is a headset. You use a headset with light. How you change the brain is light, vibration, and sound. And Braintap has a headset with light, vibration, and you have an app that has well over 2,000 programs that you could look into, that you could find for whatever it is, whether it's weight loss, improving your business. But it's like having a coach, your own personal coach. So people need more than once a week. They need more than once a month. They need something they can do every day. Braintap, you put it on, and it's recommended you do 3 Braintap sessions a day. And it used to be just Patrick Porter who was the guru of it. And now they have so many different people doing the sessions. You could find anything you want and program that to reprogram your brain. And it opens the 4 different brain waves so that you change your brain totally. They even have they have had for the past couple of years research programs on dementia, and they've totally turned around dementia in 6 weeks. And this is done by major universities out there. So they're close to making Braintap a medical device because it's so effective for all types of condition, brain injuries, brain trauma, kids with brain injuries. The top neuro guys in the country use Braintap along with other technologies. But it's a combination of things to bombard the brain to get the brain function working again. So that's one technology.
Elisa, let me give you a real example before we go to break, because, you have to understand the depth of this. Short example. Linda's mother, a number of years ago, went to the heart doctor. Heart was at 30%. Doctor says, you know what? We can't do anything for you. You're too old to operate. Just kind of hobble around and live the rest of your life. Well, I said to Linda, you've got to have Mary Jane. And at that time, Linda's mom didn't know anything about Mary Jane. Mary Jane did exactly what she just said to you, did an assessment, tuned into her heart, and prescribed 1 nutrition at the time. Joan, who also had cancer of the bone, took this nutrition because she said, I don't care what it is. I'm just going to take anything. Jersey took it. A month later, went back to the doctor. No other protocols, normal. She went from a 30 to a 60, her heart functioning. So this is just one example of many of what the power of what we're talking about. Now, clearly there are other factors, but that is the one, plus the countless people that called into Mary Jane's show. This is really the depth of what we're talking about, so that people understand it's not your average supplement you go and get from the grocery store. It's very fine-tuned to a very specific part of your body. So I just wanted to say that to give you a sense.
Yeah,
all right.
It's vibrational. We're talking about vibration. And at Biotics Research Nutrition, it's vibrational. It's about giving what you need, being specific to raise your vibration so your body can heal. And
Yeah.
it works. And every pill in the bottle is almost identical. I have people call me in crisis, like they've been poisoned, you might say. And I have nutrition that I can give them to pull them out of that in a matter of hours. The same with animals, dogs that are poisoned. I have people there's certain products I tell people you have to have this in your house if you got a dog or even for yourself. If you call me, I can tell you exactly what you need to do. I have had dogs where the doctors wanted to do surgery because they couldn't walk. They said, oh, it's a spinal issue. I said, just take them home, give them this nutrition, tell the doctor you'll come back, and give it 5 hours. They gave the dog the nutrition, 5 hours, the dog was up and walking.
Wow.
And we have story after story like that when people are in crisis.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a very quick break, and then I want to talk more about that nutrition. And I want to hear, I know there are a couple of other technologies that, besides Braintap, that you're also using. So we'll be right back.
Okay.
So, are you literally sick of and tired of paying exorbitant amounts for healthcare coverage, or frustrated by the limitations imposed to stay within a certain network in order to get coverage? As a single mom with 2 daughters, I speak from personal experience, and that's why I've joined a brilliant team to disrupt the $4.6 trillion healthcare system, offering full medical freedom with choice of doctors, clinics, naturopathic care, and less restrictive guidelines. If you'd like to hear more, please feel free to email me. I'll tell you all about my experience, and hopefully this will be something that can be helpful for you at hitting the restart button at gmail.com. Well, welcome back to the High Vibe Show with me, Elisa V, and Dr. Pat Basili, and our special guest, Mary Jane Mack, medical intuitive and expert in energy medicine. So, Mary Jane, you were talking a lot about the, hello, Dr. Pat. Dr. Pat, what are you wearing?
This is my Braintap.
That's the Braintap. Oh, I'm so happy you have that on for everyone to see.
Go to Mary Jane's site, maryjanemack.com, and she's got all this. But so it's so easy. Blue lights come through it. I'm telling you, there are some days I don't think I'm going to make it through the day. All I got to do is put that on. But
Now,
it's one thing.
It's totally life-changing. It's life-changing.
It's
You have to
So
use it.
this is something that people will come to you, you'll show them, you'll explain it, but Dr. Pat, then you get this device, if you will, and then people use it at home, right? It's not like
Yeah.
they have to go
We
to
carry
the
them in our office. They're
Yeah.
available.
Okay.
Everything that I recommend we have in our office.
Got it.
But what I do is I can tell when I'm working with people, I can tell what technology they need. It's like I'm going to recommend to them. It's not about selling products. It's about what product is going to help you. Now, most of the products are going to help everybody. But it's like when people come, they don't understand that. So you have to educate them one step at a time. And I start with what do I think they really need first? That's going to make a difference for them.
And your practice, so you're located in Washington, but of course our viewership is all over, literally all around the world. How do you work? Do people have to come into your office? Is it
no,
virtual?
I do phone consultations. I have people all over the United States and the UK. So I have, and what I do is the first consultation is just 30 minutes. I do Zoom calls or phone, whichever they prefer. And then after that, it's just a 10-minute consultation. Or if they want more time, it could be 20. And it's that fast. I could tell them exactly what it is within 2 minutes. It doesn't take, I mean, it's not a long process. It's more time explaining why they have that or what that means to them and how that's affecting their mental health, their physical, their whole being, and possibly even where it came from. Because I can ask the body any question. It's about, their environment. I score their houses. I can tell if their houses are safe, if their drains are clean, if there's something that's making them sick in their house. So it's much more than just the individual, it's everything around them. I
Yeah.
can tell them if they got sick animals that are draining them. Because
So,
energy is infinite. Energy, you will drain your animals or your animals can drain you. So
and
and
it's
then
not just people that are sick, right, Mary Jane?
right,
I mean,
anybody.
I would encourage almost everyone to, we go for these wellness visits, but really this is something that's so much more valuable for people to say, maybe once a year, or, I check in with Mary Jane to make sure that everything's in balance, whether it's me, my home, my pets. I think that's amazing. And I would encourage, as someone, thank goodness, who's in good health, as far as I can see, that those that are watching this show and listening, if you feel like, oh, I don't have any issues, any problems, probably makes sense to check in and just see, is there ways you can be up leveling that to live longer, to live healthier, and so that you don't have any oncoming, illnesses down the road, right?
Well, and a lot of people feel exactly that way. I don't have any issues. I'm fine. I don't have any stress. Let me tell you, all I have to do is check their body. We also do a heart rate variability. I could hook them up for 5 minutes to a piece of equipment and tell exactly where their brain is at, exactly where their metabolism is at, and how they need to change it. So people say, oh, I'm fine. And you do a brain scan on them, and it can be pretty bad. Or it can be pretty good, but most of the time it's not nearly as good as they think. And that's where Braintap and other technology can change that. If you're not, even if you feel healthy and you're not always working on raising your vibration and doing more, it's like what I do is I walk my talk. I do Braintap every day. I do this Rezzimax every day. I use the technology often so that I'm doing what I'm recommending, I am doing. Because how can I be better or keep up my vibration if I don't do all the things we need to do?
And by the way, if she were to do this, she would score parts of your body. Like, even though I feel pretty good, Mary Jane would take one look at me, and I don't mind if you do it. She'd take one look at me and say, your gallbladder is scoring this is scoring this, take 4 this, do this. And I mean, that's how quickly it is. The rest of the time, we're just talking about how I got that way.
And I can just, like Dr. Pat, I can check her right now. And she needs just a couple nutritions for her digestion. She's just started out the day, so she's on a program. So the rest of the day, she still needs to continue on what she needs. If it's products for her stomach or digestion, and she's a little bit tired. So then I recommend exactly what she needs. She needs a little biocardiazine forte for her heart. She's tired. She's got a busy job. Everybody has stress. Everybody. So you have to keep that. And I have guys all the time. I'm not stressed. I feel good. I'm not, and they're the worst ever. But they don't get it till you explain, and then you ask questions. Well, do you have energy in the morning? Can you go all day? No, I do get tired. And then you ask them questions, and then they'll start thinking about, yeah, I guess I don't feel that good. But you're so used to saying, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. I'm good.
Fine. Yeah. That we're not really in touch. We're not as in touch.
Yeah. I know when I go to anybody, even practitioners, and they say, how are you? First thing, I'm great. I feel good. Then I walk away and I think, I'm not that great, for something they might be able to do for me. Yeah.
Sure. Well, we are coming to the end of the show. I wish we did have more time, right, Dr. Pat? There's just so much and so many ways. So we're going to have you on again, because I just love how you resonate so much with the whole idea of high vibration. And we're actually bringing, in this show, we showed how it's a very scientific, physical thing, right? It's not just what you think or, your attitude, which is important, but there's so much more to it.
It's creating your reality and being able to draw it to you.
Yes.
And that's what we want.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for being here. And as always, thank you, Dr. Pat,
Yes, great.
for
Yeah.
this being part of this series, Secrets to High Vibe Wellness. And thank you to everyone listening. And I want to encourage you that you can start hitting the restart button in your own life every day. Keep your vibration high. Remember, the way to high vibe living is to always be in a vibration of love, abundance, and gratitude. Till next time, have a wonderful day. You've been listening to The High Vibe Show, Living the High Vibe Life. I'm your host, Elisa V, the Queen of High Vibe. Join us every first and third Monday of the month at 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. This is the place to come for you to have loads of fun, frequency upgrades now, and have great guests to hear all about raising your frequency. For more information, visit hittingtherestartbutton.com. See you next time.